This is a Rubik's Cube, and a guy named Adam G. Cohen made it into this, the Ghost Cube. But what if I told you that both of these puzzles can be solved in nearly the exact same way? And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will be able to solve the Ghost Cube no problem. So let's get right into it. So first of all, when you look at this cube, I'm sure your first thought is, how do I scramble this? This doesn't look like it can turn in the right layer or the top layer or anything at all. Well, actually, these cubes require something called offset to be turned. Well, at least to be turned like a regular 3x3. By playing around with it, you'll notice it can be turned on this axis and this axis, but still, that's just two layers. Well, when you try aligning certain pieces together, like this, then now this is a fully fledged 3x3 that can be turned in the R layer, the L layer, the F layer, the U layer, and the D layer. It won't be too much trouble trying to figure out how to get it into this state, so just play around with it a little bit. Try to match the pieces together. So now, before we solve a 3x3, I'm sure you remember learning, well, I like to call it the anatomy of the cube. We have the center pieces, the edges, and of course, our corners right here. Well, a really important concept you need to solve the Ghost Cube is to translate the anatomy of the 3x3 onto this cube. Because essentially, they use the exact same structure. It is just a 3x3 shape mod. Well, just is an understatement, but you get what I mean. So, when we look at it like this is the center. These are the edges, and these four are our corners. If we flip the cube around, you can see it's the center, edge, center, edge, center. Same way vertically, this is an edge and this is a center. So we can quickly identify the 6 centers, as well as the edge parts and as well as the corners. So before you scramble your cube, I want you to take a really good look at it and recognize this layer right here. Right away, there are 2 layers we can recognize, this and this. They both have like this pseudo triangle shape, but I want you to remember this one, because this will be the first layer we build when solving it. When we recognize it, we'll recognize this center right here. This is like our white face, and we'll do like what I call a white cross on a Ghost Cube using this side. We recognize it by looking at the centerpiece that is symmetrical. Like there's one left piece, one right piece, and one in the middle. They're all perfectly symmetrical. If you look at the flip side, this one's definitely not symmetrical, and as a matter of fact, none of the other centers on the cube are symmetrical at all. So this is really useful for us to determine what center will we solve first. So yeah, so without further ado, I'll just scramble this up. You'll probably see a sped up version or something. So I might as well talk when scrambling the cube. So the reason why a lot of people say the Ghost Cube is impossible or that it's really hard is that we hear people saying that, oh, my 3x3 algorithms don't work on it. Well, that's actually not true, and it is, quite frankly, a skill issue. But don't worry, I'll help you avoid all the issues that come up. So the problem with the Ghost Cube, or I guess the challenge with it, is that there are many pieces that look and fit together really similarly. So you could build a first layer, a second layer, and then look okay, but then when you reach the last layer, you just cannot solve it. And that's because that the first layer isn't actually solved correctly, although it looks correct. That's why the last layer algorithms don't work for people who can't solve the cube. But don't worry, in this tutorial, I'll let you avoid every single trap. So yeah, it's all scrambled up. It's quite scary. Actually, I like to offset it a little bit, and then it looks even worse. I like to show it to people like this. It's like, oh my god, how do we even solve this? Okay, back to the topic. So first thing, holding your cube that's scrambled, we want to find the center that's symmetrical, as aforementioned. So this, no bueno. Nope, definitely not symmetrical. Hey, this one's symmetrical, so we'll start with this one. So first of all, we'll build a cross, which is these 4 pieces right here. So yeah, you'll get the hang of this, but for now, I'll give you a walkthrough on each individual piece, okay? So here we have the little triangle and the 2 sides right here. So at the back here, I like to call it the back of the piece, we fit a piece that looks like this. I call it a noose. I don't know why. It's just like there are only two long pieces like this. Everything else is triangles, trapezium, and random stuff. The only thing that looks long and sharp is this piece right here. So I want to fit this piece at the back of our symmetrical center. So you can do this intuitively. Just play around with it a little bit, or just get the correct offset, or just try to fit it right there. And there you can see, it is like flush, so this is correct. So now, I want to address the first trap that the cube sets up for you. It is that there are two pieces that look exactly, not exactly, but pretty much the same. Which is this one right here, and let me try to find it. There, this one right here. Don't these two look similar? They're both long. They are the only like long pieces in here. So I want to teach how to verify them. So now let's replace the right one with the one that's actually wrong. So when I put this up there like this, you'll see that it doesn't fit perfectly. No matter what, there's one side, yeah, like that. There's one side that fits a little bit off. The tip's a little bit too high to fit in flush with the centerpiece. But then if I put the right one again, you can easily see it fits perfectly. It's completely flush. So this is the first thing you want to make sure of. So yeah, I don't think I scrambled it well enough because these two pieces are correct. But it's okay, I'll address them anyways. So these, I call them trapezium pieces because they are trapeziums, and there are 4 of them. 1, 2, where the others are? The third one's right here. And where's the 4th one? NANI? You know what? It's not coming out, but just keep in mind there are more than 2 of these pieces, and we can check whether it's correct or not in various ways. So let's see. I'll try to replace this one up there. Oh. Huh? Yeah, these pieces, actually I fell in the trap myself because like look at this. This looks perfect, right? When I replace it with this one, it looks perfect as well. So now I'll give you some additional information on how to not fall into the same trap as me. So let's say I put this piece incorrectly. There, like this. Then this we know is wrong because if you look at the edge right here, you know the side that touches the symmetrical center, it has a weird cut off right here. Let me get it in the right lighting. There, right there. You see that it cuts off like that. The piece just isn't 100% perfect. It cuts off into this weird surface area right here. And the other piece, I'll just place it back to show you. I'll replace it back to this. This one doesn't cut off the end. And at the tip, there is no weird surface area. It's just a pointy tip. Back to the wrong one. At the tip, there's this weird piece of surface area right here, as you can see. So yeah, that's a useful thing you can recognize that this piece is in fact incorrect. And now let's solve the last piece of the cross. So this, I like to call it a ramp, like not this one, but the piece that fits here. Like, yeah, this is one of them ramps. Because like, it's just a straight ramp, like a car can go whoosh. Yeah, there are only like 2 ramps in here. That's like a trap as well. So to check whether the ramp is correct or not, I'll just try to fit it up there. This is also very intuitive. You'll figure it out. So yeah, I know this ramp here, it fits correct. So I'll find the other ramp and put it up there. So yeah, so this is our second ramp. This is the other ramp. So yeah. So I'll try to put this up there and show that how it's incorrect. So I'll try to get it up there, like this. So as you can see, when I fit this ramp here, there's obviously a really large gap here. And that's obviously not right. So I'll put back the initial ramp, which is this one. Just fit it where it belongs. Just put it up here. Yeah, so you notice there's a much less space between the 2 pieces. And don't worry about the space, they're still flush, although there's like a little bit space without stickers. It's okay. Hi, it's me from the future, so I had to cut this video short because you have reached the time limit for this one. But do not worry, because Rome wasn't built in one day, and if I were to rush this tutorial series, I couldn't guarantee its quality. I am genuinely passionate on this project to make the best GhostCube tutorial you can find on the internet, and I'll be uploading the following episode once we finish editing it. So feel free to drop a follow if you want, and see you in the next one.